Good morning, and welcome to another of my Monday messages on another Monday in the glorious month that is September. I love September here in Ireland where I live. It's one of my favourite months because it's still warm, the water is really warm, and it's largely dry. And I'm kind of harvesting all that the summer has brought me. Literally, actually, spent the weekend making loads of things out of apples because I've got so many of them. So chutneys and jams and stewed apples and apple cake, and I've kind of run out of things now. So if anybody's got any ideas for things to do with apples, do post them in the comments. That would be lovely, or let me know in some way. Okay, so I can see there's a couple of you joined me. You're very welcome if you're joining me live, and you're obviously equally welcome if you're watching this on the replay. So my name is Rebecca. I'm a homeopath, a holistic health coach, and I'm a natural health advocate. And I just pop in here every Monday to share something of what I know has worked for me, and I know has worked for many of the other women that I collaborate with, that I work with, to help them to rediscover themselves, to recover themselves, either physically, emotionally, or spiritually, and sometimes all three. So today, I was actually inspired by several women that I spoke to last week, but it's something I hear kind of regularly, and it always makes me almost want to go, what? And that is the number of us that seem to believe that we are not creative. You know, I hear that, oh God, I'm not creative. I haven't a creative bone in my body. And I wanted to note that today and to question it, because in my view, as women, we're kind of the epitome of creative and creativity. So I wanted to just look at what being creative actually means for you. And to look at where that belief comes from, if you do believe that you aren't creative. Maybe you do believe you're creative, in which case, fantastic. So maybe if you're watching, you could just let me know a yes or no. Do you think you are creative? Be interesting to see. So first of all, if we look up the dictionary definition of create, it is literally to make something out of nothing, to cause something to happen as a result of our actions. What else does it say? Yeah, to bring something into existence. And therefore, if you are creative, then you are really using your own imagination and your skills and your ideas maybe, to create something out of nothing. Now, there's no part of that says that must be painting, it must be drawing, it must be music, it must be architecture, or whatever it is. Of course, those are all fantastic expressions of somebody's creativity, but they're by no means the only expressions. And I believe that women are creative in virtually everything that they do. So I wanted to just ask you, okay, to think about what you do. You know, women are creating pretty much every day. Show me a woman, for example, who doesn't take time or pay some attention to their appearance, how they dress, what jewellery they wear, whether they wear makeup or not, and if they do wear makeup, well, what colour, you know, how do they apply that makeup, even in how they wear their hair. what colours to put together, what colours suit me, what colour do I feel like wearing today, how does my appearance express who I am or how I'm feeling. That's creative. It's also creative in how we put our homes together, creating a home in the first place, actually, and it doesn't matter how you do that or what kind of home you have. It can be one room. You're still creating, both visually and energetically, you're creating a space that is a reflection of you, number one, but also that is inherently nurturing and safe, and that is a space that you want to be in. And God knows, over the last 2 years, we've spent enough time in our homes to really be aware of what we like and what we don't like. That's creating something out of nothing. It's also a creative expression of us, of what we like, what we don't like, what what colours we're drawn to, what textures we're drawn to, how we like to put all those things together to form a whole. So I wanted to think, okay, so if lots of us believe that we are not creative, where does that come from? Where does that belief actually originate? For me, I think it came, well, I was lucky because I had such good art teachers when I was at school. So they kind of counteracted any other negative talk that I got about not being creative. But my own children's experience at school with art was horrendous, I have to say. That basically it was taught in a way that only valued being able to copy something, to draw in a way that was like a photograph. And if you couldn't do that, there was no value to it. And therefore, the takeout was that you were not creative. I can't draw, therefore I'm not creative. It's a very limiting belief, I think, and one that disempowers a huge part of who we are as women, because we are actually ultimately the creators. If you think about it, even if we choose not to have children, we can. We co-create, obviously, with some kind of male partner, but we are vessels for new life. We are creating new life, which is the ultimate in creation, if you like. And I just wondered whether, teaching women that they're not creative and that that's not something that's important, how that was working for us. So just something to mull over. What else did I want to say? I think that's probably it, really. It was interesting that many of the women who say that they're not creative are, I think, some of the most creative women I've met. They are creating food every day. We're creating food for our families, for ourselves, even for our pets, the animals that we're responsible for. We're creating homes. We're creating work, jobs a lot of the time. And of course, very many of us are actually making a living from creating things like paintings, music, sculptures, ceramics, fabrics, curtains, clothes, all of those things. The majority of that kind of work is actually done by women. So believing that we are not creative, I think, doesn't serve us very well. And I think maybe we want to actually just disentangle being able to draw or paint or do any of those things in a certain way. Just let's uncouple that from being creative, because they're not necessarily part and parcel of the same thing. We are creative. We create things out of nothing all the time, every day. So my message this week is to encourage you to focus on your own creativity and to maybe start off each day with thinking or journaling, just recording in some way how you might be creative. What can I create today? Or do it the other way around, go to the tail end of the day and just make a note of all the things you did create during that day. And then when you've done that for a week, then come back to me and tell me that you're not creative. I dare you. If you can share even just one thing that you have created or create, then pop it in the comments below. I hope to inspire as many of you as possible. Yeah, so that's it. It's a simple one, but I think quite a deep one today. So thank you very much for watching. And if you do want to know any more about working with me to maybe help you to focus on your creative side and to really honour it and expand it and love it, then do click on the link that's in the post with this video. Wishing you a lovely creative week, and see you next Monday. Okay, thanks for watching.